Great afternoon. Guess what today is? You already know it is Tuesday, lunchtime empowerment talks with Dr. Vaughn. I am Dr. Shavonna Whitehead, and it is my honor and my privilege and my pleasure to be with you here another Tuesday afternoon for a lunchtime little empowerment talk. And so I hope that your week is off to an amazing start thus far, and that you are looking forward to an even greater weekend. And so, as we always, we have a topic every Tuesday, and so this Tuesday our topic is life. It's in your mouth. Life. It's in your mouth. We were growing up. They used to always have this saying, and they would say, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." As a child, it sounded really good, but as you grew up and you became an adult and you experienced some things in life, you started to realize, probably even in your teenage years, you started to realize that that statement really wasn't factual. It really wasn't true. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words definitely do hurt you. Many of us, if we can be honest, we sometimes play over and over and over again those words that were said to us years and years and years ago. We hear those messages endlessly playing like a movie in our mind, and we sometimes don't even subconsciously, we actually allow those words to actually control what we say, what we do, how we dress, how we go along, what decisions we make in life. Those words that echo in you that you heard that said you'll never be anything. You're going to be just like your father. You're not smart enough. You won't make it. You're not small enough. You're not light enough. You're too dark. You're ugly. You're not beautiful. Where you come from, you'll never be able to afford this. Some of those things that were said to us many, many years ago are still affecting us today. Though they said words will never hurt, you came to realize that words actually really did damage. As devastating as these words were and can be, you have the ability to break the yoke of bondage with words of truth, hope, love, strength, and empowerment. I know what those words did to you, but you today, the life is in your mouth and what you say and what you declare in the atmosphere. We have settled for jobs because people told us, "Oh, don't apply for that because you're not qualified." And we actually believed them. We settled for relationships. "Oh, you're too big, luckily he loves you, so stick with him even though you're not happy." Or, "You know what, he has all the money, so stay with him because you can have a good life even though you're not happy." Or, "She has the Coke bottle shape. Stay with her. She looks good on the arm, but come to find out you're really not happy." We have settled. We didn't go after our dreams. We didn't go after our aspirations. We stopped striving simply because of a word that someone spoke over our lives. Some of them don't even understand the effects that the words that they said over our lives have happened. But those words have structured a thinking in us that needs to be transformed, because here's the thing. Somebody else's opinion of you does not have to be your reality. Somebody else's words that they spoke over your life does not have to be your reality. Just because they said it does not mean that they know exactly what's going on. Just because they said it does not mean that they have the final say. I know sometimes what they say, you actually look around and you like, "Yep, they said I would never be nothing. It don't look like I'm going anywhere. Yeah, they said, I'll always be living in poverty. It looks that way." But here's the thing. Your belief system starts to appear in your mind. You have to transform your thinking and start declaring to yourself what it is you want for yourself. Words have power. Say it with me. Words have power. The great power is in your mouth to change the trajectory of your own life. Words are the power that is in your own mouth to change the trajectory of your own life. The potency of the words that flow from you determine what will manifest in your atmosphere. The potency of the words that flow out of your mouth about you, the things connected to you, the things you're going to do in the future. Those words have the potency to flow and determine how things will manifest in your life. The more you speak something, the more you believe it. Think about it. Repetition. They say you remember through repetition. The more that you say something, the more that you will believe it. The more that you say to yourself, I can do this, the more you'll start believing you can do this. The more that you say that to yourself, I am good enough, the more that you'll start believing that you are good enough. The more that you speak it, the more you will believe it. Listen to this. Creative words create. Destructive words destroy. Hurtful words crush. Helpful words build up. Toxic words poison. Soothing words heal. Faith-filled words bring life. Faithless words bring death. So my question to you on this Tuesday afternoon is, what are you speaking into your atmosphere? Tell me, what are you speaking into your atmosphere? I'm curious. I want to know, what are you declaring into your atmosphere? Think about it. Reflect over what you just said in the last 24 hours. Don't even go back to last week. Just reflect over what you've said in the last 24 hours about anything, about yourself, those connected to you, about your legacy, anything. Think about how you've spoken and how you've talked in the last 24 hours. What are you allowing to be spoken over you? Because here's the thing. Sometimes we allow people to speak things and we like, I'm not paying them any attention. But the reality is when they speak it, it already goes in and starts embedding. Though at that very moment, you may not be quote unquote paying any attention or you let it roll off of you. Events down the line will happen, and that thing that you allow somebody to say to you will now start controlling how you think and how you see things. So you have to also be careful what you allow people to speak over you into your atmosphere. Take the power that is in your mouth and begin to decree and declare the things that God says about you. I'll say it again. Take the power that is in your mouth and start decreeing and declaring what God says about you. This is what I want you to do. Decree it, declare it, believe it. Say it with me. Decree it, declare it, believe it. One more time. Decree it, declare it, believe it. There's a sound that will break when the silence is lifted, when the power comes out of your mouth. Decree it. Declare it, believe it. If you follow those steps and start actually doing those things, you will actually begin to see things in your life begin to manifest. You will actually begin to see your willpower begin to grow and your willpower to be strengthened and your determination to catapult. What you say out of your mouth pushes you. I understand that there's some failures in your life that you seem that you can't let go. I understand there's been many, many no's in your life. And so you're like, they told me no. So you know what? I'm just going to take their no. But you have to allow the no to become your vitamin and your fuel that helps you grow and push forward. That no should not hinder you. That no should push you. What they said should not hinder you. What they said should push you. Because for everything that they say, you counteract it with the word of God, or you counteract it with the positive words that you want to speak over your life. You have to realize that this power is in your mouth. The problem with many of us is we don't believe in the power that we possess. The word of God said power of life and death is in your tongue. But we honestly don't believe that we have power. We see things before us and we say, oh, it just is what it is. I'm going to just be here. I'm just going to have to deal with it. I'm just going to have to suffer with it. But you do not have to settle. You do not just have to deal, but you need to change your speech and change what you say. Change how you look at things and begin to speak what God says. Speak positive. I understand a situation and circumstance may look dark or whatever, but change how you speak it. Yes, you can recognize that you're in the valley. You can recognize that you're in a storm. You can recognize that you're in the fire. But guess what? When you speak it, though you're in the fire, say, nope, I won't be burned. Though the storm is raining, you can say, I won't drown. I recognize I'm not naive. I know that the storm is here, but I'm not going to drown. Though the battle is before you, I'm not going to be defeated. I recognize that I may be in a tight spot, but I'm not going to allow that tight spot to dictate what I'm going to say about my future. I am not going to bring damnation to my future simply because I'm in the middle of a storm. And some of us have actually forfeited some of the promises of God about what we said out of our mouths. Some of us are hindering God's hand from what we're saying out of our mouths. Some of us are hindering the manifestation of what we know God promised because of what we said out of our mouths. Our mouths are getting us in trouble. But you have to realize that your power is life or death. What are you using your mouth for? I declare today that you're speaking life with your mouth. The power that you have in your mouth is life, life-giving power. You're about to speak to your destiny. You're about to speak to your life. You're about to speak to your situation, and you're going to keep speaking to your situation until your situation changes. As always, I like to give you a few tools and tips to help you push you through the week. The first thing is, in order for you to embrace that life is in your mouth and that you have the power to declare it, to decree it, and to believe it, you got to first face it. I say it again. In order for you to embrace the declare it, decree it, and believe it, and the power that's in your mouth, you have to face it. Face the words that have been controlling you. You have to face the words that have been controlling you. You have to face the words that have been controlling you. Every word that was spoken to you from the time you can remember up until now that has been hindering you from pushing forward, that has been hindering you from going after your dreams, that has been hindering you from going after your destiny, that has been hindering you from actually taking that leap of faith and actually doing what it is in your heart and what you're passionate to do. Face that today. The first thing to embracing the life and the power that is in your mouth is you got to face those negative words that were said to you. You can't act like they were not said. You can't act like they don't matter. You can't act like they never affected you. No, but you face them head on and say, you know what? I know you affected me and you've been hindering me all of these years, but today I am facing you and I am breaking the yoke and the bondage that you thought you had over me. You have to decree that those words will no longer keep you bound. Those words that were spoken over you will no longer keep you in a place of defeat. You have the power that is in your mouth, but the first thing you got to do is face it. The second thing you have to do is revisit what you pushed away. After you face what has hindered you, now you got to revisit what you pushed away. Revisit those things that you pushed away because of what somebody else said. Revisit those dreams that you pushed away because of what you said over your own self. Revisit those business opportunities and those goals that you set that you pushed away because somebody said it couldn't be done. Revisit what you have pushed away and embrace it, because now is the time for you to speak life to what's been suppressed all of these years. So the first thing to do is to face it. The second thing to do is to revisit what you have pushed away. Decree it, declare it, and believe it. The third thing, find new words to put in your vocabulary. You have been speaking deathly words so many years. It is now time for you to change your vocabulary and strengthen it with words that bring life. You have to find new words in your vocabulary to speak life to your own self. Find out what the word of God says about you. Put that in your mouth. Find out what the word of God says about you and put that in your mouth. Then go read some books about what you are believing God for, so you can know how to speak where you're going. I don't speak where I am, I speak where I'm going. I don't declare about where I am, I declare where I'm going. You have to begin to put some words in you that speak life. What does that come from? That means I now have to read some things, because now I need to read about where I'm going. So now I can make it a part of my vocabulary, so I can speak it every day. So I can declare it every day. So I can decree it every day. And after a while, I'm going to start believing what I am decreeing. Repetition. Many teachers will tell you, repetition breeds results. Repetition breeds results. I don't care whether you're learning math, learning English, losing weight, trying to finish a degree. Repetition breeds results. The more you do something, the more the results will manifest. The more you do something, the more the results will manifest. And the last thing is, after you have faced it, after you have revisited what you pushed away, after you have put new words in your vocabulary to speak over yourself, I want you to speak life daily, even on your worst days, that life doesn't seem present. That final thing is, I want you to learn how to speak life daily, not based off of your feelings, but based off of what you know. The power you know that you have. Not what you feel, because every day you won't feel the power. Every day you won't feel like you got power. Every day you won't feel like you can do it. Every day you won't feel like you can push through. But you have to speak life based off of what you know, not based off of what you feel. So I want you to face it. I want you to revisit what you pushed away. I want you to put some new words in your vocabulary. And then those words, I want you to speak life to yourself daily. Every day. Wake up and speak life to yourself. I don't care if you wake up that morning and you don't even feel like it. I want you to speak life to yourself daily. And you can do that when you put new words and new vocabulary into you that is life-giving. It'll be so easy to just start spitting those words out and those statements and those declarations out, even when you don't feel like it. So I wanted to just come by on this Tuesday afternoon just to empower somebody who's been sitting on a dream, sitting on a vision, sitting on a goal, simply because somebody told you couldn't do it. Somebody told you it wouldn't succeed. Somebody told you weren't good enough. Somebody told you weren't smart enough. Somebody told you nobody will support you. Somebody spoke a death over your life and over your visions, over your goals, and you have allowed them to dictate whether or not you're going to actually go after them. So today, I challenge you and I encourage you, and I let you know, life, the power is in your mouth. The power is in your mouth. You are good enough. You can do this. It will work, but you have to believe it. You have to decree it, you have to declare it, and you have to believe it. You have to decree it, you have to declare it, and you have to believe it. So today, I challenge you to know what's in your mouth and be careful what you're saying. I challenge you today to speak what you know God has said about you. Speak what you know God has already promised you. Speak what you're believing God for. Today, I want you to know that there's life in your mouth. There's power in your mouth. You have it. You have it. I know you think you didn't, but you have it. So I challenge you today to check. What are you speaking? What are you saying? What are you decreeing in your atmosphere? I challenge you today, speak life. Find those things that you want to speak over your family, over your situation, over your life. Speak life today. Speak life today. Life-giving words that will build up, that will strengthen, that will push. Speak it today. And if by chance you encounter somebody and you walk past them and they need a little bit, speak some life into them. We're in this thing together. We're growing together. We're building a tribe of transformers together. We are empowering one another. We are not in this thing alone. So I hope that you have been strengthened. I hope that you have got something out of today's empowerment session. I hope most of all that you would join me next Tuesday at 1 p.m. as always for our lunchtime talks with empowerment. Lunchtime Empowerment Talks with Dr. Vaughn. And also that you will go and you will subscribe to my YouTube channel, Dr. Shavonna Whitehead, or that you will subscribe to my weekly blog that will be out this evening. It comes out at www.shavonnawhitehead.com. Again, the website is www.shavonnawhitehead.com. Head over, check out the blogs that are already there. Check out the empowerment that is already there. But most of all, subscribe so that every time that I update an empowerment, you receive it and you become a part of our tribe of transformers. We celebrate you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And most of all, we speak life and we speak power to you because the power is in our mouths. So you can do it. You will do it. It will work. You have this. Don't give up. Stay focused. Keep pushing. You will succeed. I celebrate you today. Again, I am Dr. Shavonna Whitehead, better known as Dr. Vaughn. It has been my pleasure to be with you here another Tuesday afternoon for Lunchtime Empowerment Talks with Dr. Vaughn. I pray that you will share this video, that you would like and share this, but most of all, that you would actually invite somebody next Tuesday to tune in on Tuesday at 1 p.m. for a little empowerment that will help you push you through the next week to keep you going to your destiny. I celebrate you, I thank you, and I appreciate you. Have an amazing day on purpose and intentionally.